Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Roll Charisma. As you've noticed, Stephen has transformed into. I actually don't know which way you are.
That way.
Whichever
No,
way
not that
you
way. The other way. That way. There. No. Okay, fine.
Okay, voguing aside, Ty will be filling in for Stephen. Stephen had a puppy issue, with his old man dog, and didn't get any sleep. So we wish him well, and Ty is going to be taking over while we talk to Christian and David from the From Afar podcast. And first, we are going to go and see Jackal's video for his recap for this week. Take it away, Jackal.
Hello, Jackal.
Thanks, Shannon and Steven. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, I'm Jackal. This is the recap. Let's get into it. We got a double episode special for you today, folks. So let's start with Dreams of Silver and Stone. We start on a decent note with the party in the mouth of the MILF, Max Injury Low Food, on a quest for alchemical supplies. It's rough with the party having mass hallucinations at the start, each somehow playing into a different one, save for Nova and Kaizen. Nova having seen through the ruse for what it really is, a strangely organized bug nest that lulls its victims in for consumption. With Patchy and Kiara breaking free of the hallucination, the party pushes deeper into the cave, fighting bugs and hallucinations as they go. Patchy, losing his cat Felicia, scurries after her and finds her in the arms of the Kozlov. With Novu and Patchy engaging the Kozlov, the rest of the party, now lucid, are on their way to fight the boss in progress. And that episode cuts off with a cliffhanger. The Kozlov has Patchy and Felicia tied up for dinner, which carries into the next one. Now, throughout all this nonsensicalese and our wonderful, wonderful foreign nation of absurdia, we find Kaizen pulled through the crack within the MILF. Just drink your coffee, just drink your coffee. And in that MILF crack, they see the past, the present, and a possible future. A future where the town is being rounded up by the Empire, heavily armored no less, for the attack on the village. Exiting the rift, he makes his way amongst the signs of battle to find the rest of the party. Back with the Kozlov, we find Kiara in a bind, about to be eaten, as she drops into the Kozlov nest to save Patchy. Nohu comes to and begins to rescue the two, breaking Patchy out of the trance, capturing Felicia, and getting Kiara free of the Kozlov jaws. With a little help from Patchy in the process. You see, they're there for Kozlov saliva, so why not, right? See, Patchy tosses a vial of, I believe, is Heminus type inducer? But enough about them. The rest of the party is on their way to the battle, with Clay and Nova meeting up with Kaizen just as they're about to drop down. That said, the moment they get the knot right and begin to descend, a bomb goes off inside of the boss arena. Thankfully, everyone's okay down there. So, with Kozlov's saliva in tow, the party book it back at Kaizen's recommendation. We have a brief moment between Kiara and Clay as the two of them have a little argument over something. It's probably fine. Thankfully, that's the most eventful part of the trip back, as when they get there, they find everyone safe and sound. Now on to Sparrows. Sparrows are in for a loss this episode, as the crew have come to terms with the fact Sylvia is now speaking for the ship. Captain calls a meeting to assess the situation, and the crew go to work taking stock of resources for the trip home. Amos goes to work on rationing supplies with Carrot, while Red Iron assesses the repairs in progress. It's becoming clear between the crew and Sylvia that a rift is starting to form, with her disregard of the hull integrity and the crew's lack of communication. No rest for the damned is when B goes below deck. She's thrown around the ship as it narrowly avoids an asteroid flying at them, only to be caught mid-glide by Amos for the win. Finally, things come to a head between Red Iron and Amos as they go at it over Sylvia, even going as far as to disregard her reports. Something about a machine god, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Brushing off that last part, Sparrow starts off in the next episode with everyone in a state of rest following the escape in progress. The crew makes like self-care and gets it done, with everyone managing wounds, getting rest, taking some time to just, get some snackage in. Just then the crew rouses, preparing for the assault. Self-care over and done with. Here we see them as they go about their duties. Clarion reinforcing her armor after that last blast knocked something loose inside of her. Amos breaking down the location they're about to raid, Leifei and B preparing a route, while Red Iron readies the ship for combat. It's become clear, though, to Red Iron that Sylvia started to modify Red Iron further, preventing him from feeling fear. Meanwhile, with Clarion, the captain's getting sick from some sort of parasite in the brain that requires extensive medical supplies. That couldn't be. It definitely isn't. As the crew converge for the plan, the trio of Red Iron, Clarion, and Amos are flung via catapult across the void to the back door of the facility they're about to attack. But no sooner do they make it to the front door that the gunfire begins, just as the ship runs to get papers, too. The naval battle in progress and the ground team under assault, the group manages to take a strong lead, dispatching the foes inside, while outside the ship adds to the chaos, lodging themselves in a relatively well-covered area and managing to knock the asteroid loose of the base loose of the asteroid. Either way, it's going to be interesting next time. Tune in, folks. This is Jackal.
Well,
Thank
that
you.
was
Welcome back, everybody.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. You know
I don't
what?
know- I don't
You're
know
the
what-
guest-ish.
Yeah, sort of. I'm the guestest host that's gonna just step all over your toes. Is what's gonna happen.
We rehearsed this.
That we totally did all the time.
Did.
So,
That's fine.
so yeah,
That we
Jackal
did.
was a hologram apparently this time. So either he's actually dead after the last one, or he's broadcasting to us from somewhere in deep space.
Or both. What if he's broadcasting to us from like the other world?
He
You
could
say
be in the
netherworld,
nether realm.
but I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, without any more ado, let's welcome to the show Christian and David.
Woo!
Kermit flail. There we go.
There we are. Oh no, we have one.
That's pretty good, Christian. Wow, that was. Thank you.
Shame.
We had one extra.
I tried.
One extra. You show up behind everybody. But there we are. We're all here now. It's fixed.
We did it. I mean, it wouldn't be a Twitch stream without just a few of those tech goblins rearing their ugly heads. So
Tech
That's
goblins
true.
have
And
fun
to get them
around
out of the way at the beginning,
yeah.
we have lots of tech goblins. I think that they should probably be an ancestry in your game, Ty.
They should be listed on the intro to the show, as a matter of fact, and the tech goblins.
tech
Put a bunch of names on them, of course.
Right?
Was Rivet a tech goblin?
Rivet,
No, they weren't really
Rivet was
goblin,
absolutely a
but-
tech goblin.
Yeah, Rivet. Dang.
Already there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you know what? Were you going to say something awesome about 119? Because
I was.
was that where you were going? Go for it. Go for it.
That was by far one of the most amazing, well-run, well-written one-shots I've ever been a part of.
Yes.
So,
Well,
hat
Absolutely.
off to you.
thank you very much
He's
for
writing
that.
another one.
I'm writing
It's
two
called
other
120.
ones, as a matter of fact. 120.
Oh,
119,
wow.
120. I'm writing two other ones. And 119, although I promised I was never going to run it again, will be coming out of retirement in July for the July 4th special over there on Shared Experience. I will be running a one-shot there.
Yes.
So I know Luna knows about that. She's out there in the chat world, and I'm sure that we'll be reaching out to people to get them all loaded up and put on that show soon. But it's still a
Amazing.
little ways away.
Awesome.
Hi, Luna.
So we're going to do the show. So the show is generally, we always change it around. So we have like a general format. But what we're going to do is kind of take turns asking each one of you guys questions. And these questions are pre-made questions. They're not audience questions like over on Tales from the Tavern, the amazing show that you should check out.
There we go.
But they are just kind of random. So what they're intended to do is like get to know you on like past the TTRPG sphere, past your podcast. I'm sure we'll talk about all of that stuff too. But, like inquiring minds want to know what your favorite color of socks are and various things like that. So,
Wow.
right. So we have icebreaker questions to start. So we'll ask you guys a couple of those. And then we have a lightning round, which is theoretically supposed to be like the first thing that pops into your head. We've noticed with TTRPG folks and loquacious individuals in general, it tends to tangent off, which is totally fine. And you feel free to tangent as much as your little heart content. It's your show for the night.
Tangent's our channel's
Your
middle
questions.
name, so
It's our first name. isn't it?
Amazing.
the first name.
Roll
Roll is
four
not
is the
tangent.
middle name.
No. Are you sure? Are you sure four? It's roll tangent
Roll for
chaos.
tangent.
Roll for tangents.
Roll for tangent. You never need to roll for a tangent. That's just a reflexive action.
Yeah, just roll to get back on topic.
Exactly. That would be the more difficult. So we could do a D20. Ty, do you want to roll the D20 for us? Since the children have lost mine, I'm going to blame them.
I can roll some
Children.
D20s.
I have a D20.
If you have
Children.
D20s handy, our casts or our crew here, the
I do.
individuals, our guests, could
Oh,
also
do it. So we'll start with Christian because he showed me the die first.
This one's from Waffles Maple Syrup.
Ooh,
I have
that's
a
nice.
16.
A
16.
16. Okay, so first question of the night. Christian, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Flying. It's kind of a boring one, but like, it would just be so cool to be able to just soar through the clouds like a bird
Without
and travel places.
without the risk of dying while falling as well. Because have you ever free fall?
Yes.
Like anywhere? That's sensation. Can you imagine getting that constantly while you're up there in the air flying?
Constant.
That'd be amazing.
Right?
Yeah, flying for sure.
The most
I once saw-
adrenaline-fueled everything.
Yeah, I once saw this like I guess it was like a Reddit thread where like first person names the superpower, second person to comment gets to put the like stipulation on it. And the flying one was like the power of flying, and the person below is like but you can only go 2 miles an hour and only 3 feet off the ground.
Oh my gosh.
That's not
Slowly
flying.
hover.
You're the power of hovercraft or hoverboard is what you
Yeah.
just got
Lovely.
there.
I'm like slower than walking.
The
It's like,
one
well,
from Back to the
okay, never
Future,
mind
you
then.
actually have to like push it too while you go.
Yeah.
Dang.
Hover
That makes me think.
I'd still take it.
I feel like Hasbro made us two promises with those movies: hoverboards and electrical lace-up shoes.
Yeah, they made those.
None of them exist.
Neither of
yet.
which.
They made those for a small period of time. They made the shoes from Back to the Future with the little pump that was automatic in them, with the laces that would tie. They were very expensive. I'm sure they're just a collector's item at this point.
That's probably why I didn't hear about them. I have a cat.
Right.
Wow.
So-
Absorbent amount of money.
Exactly.
So next roll, and am I the one that announces what this one is? Is that how you do this?
Yeah, David, you roll, and Ty will read your question.
Cool.
I don't want to
That
cut
is.
it like that.
It's the only way to say question.
Okay,
sorry.
good.
Question.
Question. I got 600.
A 600
Oh.
doesn't exist on the our
Whoa.
current.
Well, a 6 then.
So if you could interview
Mhm.
any figure from history, who would it be, and what would you ask them?
That is a good
Wow.
question. From history, does that like exclude currently living people who used to live in history?
I mean, history is just then,
Like
a
yesterday.
second ago. So
Oh.
whatever. Yeah, yesterday's
true.
fine. Yesterday, all my
let's
troubles
see.
seemed so far away.
We live on the edge of history every second.
Whoa.
Wow. Whoa.
Well, I'm gonna change my answer now to you, Ty, because that was a good answer. I have been.
You don't have to go back in time.
watching- That would be my superpower. Go back in time to history.
To history.
I've been watching a large amount of Murder, She Wrote recently.
Beautiful. I freaking love Angela Lansbury. That's amazing.
That's who I would choose. She just seems like a delight. And from the angles that they're shooting everything, I think she's really tall. And I don't know why that makes me very happy, but I think she's like a very tall person.
So I have evidence, tangential evidence to support this, because I just saw a meme where she was talking with B. Arthur, and they kind of had like this like judgy bitchy look on their face, and they were both kind of like staring at somebody, and the meme's like, I don't care who they're judging, like I'm on board, whoever it is.
Mhm.
But they were like, the camera was a little bit forward, like Angela was a little closer to us, but they were not that much different in height. And I know B. Arthur is like almost 6 feet tall.
I would have loved to have gotten Angela Lansbury, B. Arthur, and Carrie Fisher all in the same room and saw what that conversation turned into.
I don't think
feel
that
like
the
that
world
would've
could have
been-
handled it. No, go ahead.
I feel like that's where wild magic sorcerers come from. The amalgamation of their three energy.
Trifecta.
Trifecta. Dang. And I would ask her, I think I would just ask her about just herself, just because I don't know, she seems like such a nice person. And I'm like, what in your past made you just such a pleasant, kind person? And that would probably Angela Lansbury, and why is she so kind? Final
What
answer. Boom.
skeletons do you have
That's
in your
beautiful.
closet, Angela?
What are you hiding?
What are you
Nobody's
hiding?
gonna pin down Angela.
Nobody's that nice.
Did you see this?
Nobody.
Like 5 or 6 years ago, she reprised the song Beauty and the Beast. And like she's just standing up there like her old self, you know, and everything singing. Like it brought me 2 tears. Like I can't watch it without love.
I heard when they were doing that, when Mrs. Teapot was supposed to sing the original thing. I don't know if this is true. I just heard this. This could be just an urban legend. Angela Lansbury wasn't supposed to actually sing it. She just came into the studio or was doing lines or something. She's like, oh, can I just try this? And she just got it in one take. And
I've
that's
heard
the take they
something
used.
similar.
I
can
don't know if
believe
that's
it.
true, but I want to believe it because Angela Lansbury is amazing.
Totally.
And that also
Absolutely.
might be my superpower of being as deductive as her in Murder, She Wrote. Because I don't know why anyone questions her in that show, because she is batting 1,000 every time.
She is. There's no reason
amazing.
to argue
They
with.
put her
And as
on the
soon as
case.
she's on the case, yeah, as soon as she's on the case, should just be like, oh well, I'm gonna turn myself in. She's gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll get a reduced
Yeah.
sentence that way.
Exactly. that is what. Yeah, that Angela Lansbury. Why are you so kind? What skeletons are you hiding, and how can I be as Sherlock Holmesy as you?
Angela Lansbury, if you want this to happen, give me a call over here at Roll for Chaos. We'll hook you up with David. You guys can have a tete-a-tete, little chat right here. We'll host it, you know, for free.
I would love that. Make my dreams come true.
Okay, Christian, your turn. Roll a die.
Rolling. Natural 1.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, critical fail. So please describe, and you can always pass, but please describe the most embarrassing dream or real life experience you've ever had.
Interesting. Okay. One time, I think I was like 12. I was in an Outback parking lot with my family, friends, strangers surrounding me, and my little cousin decided to pants me, but he pants me all the way, and my wee-wee was out in front of everyone. And it took me a little bit to get my pants back up, and that was pretty embarrassing. After that, though, you know, nothing could touch me.
You've become invincible.
You were through the worst.
You developed a hard exterior that day.
Great.
You saw my prepubescent
Never mind.
PP. So
more phrasing. Prepubescent PP. Those words have never been uttered on this show before. I'm going to say that you have now gained the award for first timer for like a specific phrase.
You did it.
I get it. I endorsed that. Well done. Yay! All right, that was a really quick thank you for sharing that with us. And that happens, you know. Be careful, kids, when you're pantsing someone. Make sure you don't grab the undies at the same time, okay?
Gotta get the grip right.
Or don't. Yeah, or don't pants people. I guess would be the actual moral of the story. But yeah, whatever. If you're gonna pants people, do it responsibly.
That is the best piece there. Responsible pantsing.
That's right. All right, David, your turn. Roll it.
I guess that means I get to.
Well, this is ironic because I got a natural 20.
Nat 20. Oh boy, this is the critical role guest's choice. You can either ask us any question and we have to answer you truthfully, or you can share any tidbit about yourself that you would like people to know. This is a good place to, you know, pimp any of your wares that you might have going on, or show content, things like that, outside of our regular shoutouts.
Or special talent.
Or special talents.
Like if you can like clap your butt cheeks or something.
Yeah, you can let us know. That would be an interesting topic.
You can do that.
That is. We were talking before.
Twerk Master Tilstra.
That was my name in high school. That is the interesting tidbit. They called me the Twerk Master. I got it was like 90,000 reps a second. That's what I was up to.
90,000 reps.
It's a weed whacker.
Yeah.
I was hearing those like old clacker toys that kind of clack back and forth, but you know, your butt.
Let's see. Ooh, that's such a spicy option. Asking you all something or bragging.
Right.
We're all about the spicy options.
And you can also re-roll because it's spicy.
Can I would like to ask you a question, Ty.
Yes.
Just kind of what we were talking about earlier. And this might be a too simple of a question for the answer. What inspired your Aether and Steamworks 119? Because that I just like seeing you again. I'm just like, that was such a fun night. So
brought it all back.
119 was inspired by my beta testers. When we first played the game, the very first module I was creating was one called the Messengers, which was about the Messengers are part of this group of 7 that the governments take. It's basically intergalactic postal service. You just deliver stuff for people. You're the messengers. They started off this game as this crew of individuals who got this box that had this powerful thing in it that they weren't supposed to open or figure out what it was, and it was supposed to go to this one place. And almost consistently without fail, all of these crews, when set up with multiple choices, always ended up going to Outpost 119. In the 119 run, you see those people when you're down inside the hangar and the messengers arrive and they're carrying that weird mystical box and they go up to the top. That is the original beta crew that are coming into the ship. And the thing is that the box they were carrying had something that was just referred to as the seed. It drew a thallium to it and chased them all over the place and drew it after them constantly. And it hit 119. And I think I've been in 119 outside of the actual one-shot 6 times with different groups that have played, and every time there's an infestation and all of these crewmates have to try to find a way to get back to their ship and escape. And I thought, you know what, since this has been such a powerful point of me creating this game in the first place, I'm going to give it as a one shot for everybody else to try it out and see what it's like. From the other perspective, to make my players feel bad now that they know that all those people on that outpost that they oftentimes destroyed happen to have families and lives and interesting characters.
Oh, no.
Don't make well-rounded red shirts, Ty. That's not nice.
It's just part of who I am. I mean, there's no such thing as black and white. But yeah, so that's where it came from. It's just, it's a rebuilding and a retelling from a different angle of a story I've seen over and over again from different people in playing my game.
All right. Heck, that was awesome.
Very cool.
Good question.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. What are we at for time, Ty? Usually you're whispering it in my ear.
Well, we got 6 minutes until break, so we can do another question.
Ooh.
Let's do it. So, Christian.
Rolling. That's a 6.
That's a 6. Oh, that was the same one that David had earlier with the
yeah.
historical figure. Would you like to re-roll or answer the same question?
Re-roll. 18.
18 is you are a mad scientist. Money and ethics are not an issue for you. What will you be creating?
Wow.
Angela.
There's a lot to that one.
Angela.
Good question.
You know, I'm not sure how committed I am to this, but like a serum to eternal life so that I could live forever. But I just think it would be cool to see where humanity goes.
I agree.
I mean, if you lived forever, technically you could help guide them if you thought that your wisdom was grander than theirs. And if you live forever, there's a lot you could see, a lot you could learn that other humans couldn't. So
That's true. It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm a very conscientious and cultured mad scientist.
You'd show up in all kinds of ancient pictures
it's
and
not
things like
usually
that.
explicit.
And then someday, like in the way far
Right.
future, there's like somebody there, and it's not like, why does this person live forever, everything like that, but they're going through your old emails and being like, how come the Great One happened to send this email to so-and-so?
They're canceled.
It's like just,
We don't care that you live forever, you are canceled
No.
eternally.
Get out of here.
bye.
Love it.
I like it. That's actually probably, I mean, that we've heard way worse than that. You're not a very terrible mad scientist.
Yeah.
You're just a curious mad scientist, and that's respectable.
It is.
That is a very good answer, Christian. That is very cute. Also, just like, yeah, I just want to see what the world's all about.
And you could,
He's just
Well, you
channeling
could
that
argue the
that
ethics of
excellent
that.
camera energy is what he's doing right now.
Mhm. Exactly.
that's true. All right, well, go ahead, David. Why don't you go get another one in there? Get it in there.
Giddy.
12 Arena.
12 Areno, if you could have the power of teleportation right now, where would you go and why?
Oh, easy.
Ooh.
Okay, sorry. There was this. I did a year abroad in college. I went and lived in France for a year, and I started dating a girl who was over there, and we took a trip to Italy at one point with her parents. And there, I forget the city, but it's this very tiny city that like exists on like there's like this big valley, and like this little like spire comes up, and like the city is like just on top of that spire, and there's like one bridge to get to it.
Ooh,
There,
Where the tide like comes up and covers the bridge? Is that
no.
the thing?
I'll have to. I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll look it up during the break. But I want to say Cinque Terre, but that's not it. That's area.
That's Italy.
Yeah. But there was this restaurant we went to
Mhm.
that it was like we walked across the bridge. It was really beautiful, and we get to this restaurant. It's like just this one little old lady just like making ravioli, and she's like, we're like, oh, we'd like to eat something. What do you have? And she's like, plum and mushroom ravioli. I was like, that sounds nasty. I don't want to eat that. And she's like, eat it. I was like, okay. And it was the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Okay.
I want that ravioli.
Just teleport to get that
bring some
ravioli.
back.
I will.
Yeah.
I mean, good
See,
food.
I love that because I thought you were going to be like, there's this beautiful place, and when the sun sets, it like illuminates the vineyards on the hills, and you're like, no, there's these raviolis though, and that's what I'm going for.
I'm going for those raviolis right away. I'd have
You
to
can do any way
say,
you want.
I'd have to say if I had that same power,
Let's
I would actually teleport to all of the friends I've made online streaming because and hang out with them for a day because they're all over the world, man. And I just, you know,
We
if
gotta wait
COVID
till
wasn't
the
a thing.
Yeah.
I just recently got to meet up with Nolan from Good Better Quest. I'm in Florida, he's in Florida. We just got, and we both vaccinated. And I was like, man, this is such a good little like appetizer for all the amazing people. I want to change my answer to that too.
Okay, well there you go. Change the answer to that too.
Way to upstage our guests here.
Oh,
with that.
great.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm new to this. I'm not usually in this chair. I mean, I am in this chair, but I'm invisible off screen somewhere else. So, all right. So that.
What about you, Christian? Do you have a place you would teleport to? Nope. I'm gonna ask him first,
Well, fine.
and then you can take it away.
Fine.
Rain Thai in Chattanooga, Tennessee for their chicken fried rice. Boom.
Ooh.
You know, when I think of chicken fried rice, I don't think Tennessee, but I'm willing to re-evaluate that.
Me and my buddy Goovy were moving out west, and we decided to literally add a day to our journey so we could just go straight up to hit Chattanooga so that we could get Rain Thai at one point, and we got an extra to go so that we could eat it on the road the next day.
There is like, now it's changed a little bit, but there literally is like 2 restaurants in Chattanooga that Rain Thai was one of them. And it is damn good.
It is just absolutely the best Thai I have ever had.
In Tennessee.
In Tennessee, Chattanooga.
It makes
I mean,
sense.
hey.
But I believe it anyway. I mean,
Good food can come from any place, and that's one thing that's wonderful about America. We have the melting pot here, so you know.
True.
melting pot, literally, and now I just think of fondue. And you
We're
guys are
literally
making me very
melting
hungry.
it.
This
Dip
is a
that
good.
cheese.
This is a good segue because I just like food.
Gotta teleport to a melting
Yeah, food is
pot.
great.
Just straight
Teleport into a melting.
Yeah.
Oh man, get that warm cheese and just sink right in. And no, that's that.
Ooh, that sounds good.
This is getting weird. Let's go ahead and go on to break with that one.
All right.
Cheese jacuzzis.
Well, then I will say the outro here. Thank you all for watching. We will be back in just a moment. Take about a 10-minute break here, and then we'll see these wonderful individuals once more. We'll be back shortly.
Ah, hi, we're back suddenly and abruptly. Ty, thanks for hanging out during our break and joining us again from some of the From Afar podcast. I don't know why, like, I cannot say from afar, like it's a. Anyway, Christian and David are here, and they're hanging out with us, and we have gotten to the lightning round. I also have some like trivia we were talking about that I might just pop out of here. I also may totally space it, and it may not happen at all. You know, you just never know. But yeah, so actually, now let's go ahead and start with the lightning round. So the way it works is we're going to start with one. And then we're going to go, we're going to take turns. So each question, and then we'll just kind of hit it. So Ty, do you want to switch? You want to stick with David? Do we have like these pairs? Is it like, how do you want to do the thing?
I had too much pressure. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I can't decide. Who do I love? I can't decide between either one of them.
It's really Sophie's choice over here.
I know. Well, why don't we just stay where we are, and I will read, just because I will read Chris's questions, you'll read David's questions, and that's just the luck of the draw, and it's not because of less or more love or whatever. Can I make this any more awkward?
It's it. No, you probably can't. Awkward is our other middle name.
All I heard is that you love us less. That's
That's what it was.
No, just the first part of that. We love you. That's it. Just cut it off there.
Okay, perfect.
We love you.
Okay, I'm gonna start out then. Christian, do you cover your eyes during a scary part of a movie?
No, I do not. I usually just talk the whole movie.
David.
Oh, are you a movie talker? Like, don't run up the stairs.
If it's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism. I'm not a good scary movie watcher.
Like
a porcupine.
How could they do that? Oh my goodness! No, don't go in that door.
What's wrong with you?
All right. Next question.
I am also a defense talker, humor person during scary movies. Okay, go ahead.
All right, I gotta get this balanced thing. You and Steven make it look so effortless. So, David, invisibility or super strength?
Ooh, in super strength.
Super strength.
Done.
Yeah. Christian, favorite Disney princess?
Super strength.
Oh, wow.
Not a Disney princess,
Could
David.
be.
I'm having a hard time. I want to say maybe Pocahontas.
Wow.
She's pretty badass.
She
She's
is.
Yeah.
badass.
She can paint with all the
like-
colors of the wind,
Riding on the river.
Strong woman.
Yeah, and she does whitewater rafting in her canoe.
and she
Talks to
hallucinates
the
and talks to trees. Yeah.
She hallucinates.
Saw hallucination. Okay,
It's
but
not-
Mother Willow is important.
It's not hallucination. It's ayahuasca.
I will say props though to John Smith. Like Pocahontas, like, hey, come on, let's paint with the colors of the wind. Also, this is my grandmother, and he's like, cool. Still love you.
All right. Hey, Grandma. Yeah. To be
Okay.
fair, we're talking John Smith from the Disney movie and not real life, because that was a whole other guy.
No props to him. No props to that guy.
No props to him. Yeah. Wasn't that Mel Gibson that voiced in that?
It
movie?
was. It's very.
Oh,
weird.
wow.
I think so.
Mhm,
Back before
mhm.
he went super crazy. Although there's like a new, what was that Santa Claus movie that's
Oh,
coming out
yeah.
with Mel Gibson as Santa Claus?
He's Santa Claus, and he takes on people who are coming to like kill him, and he becomes this big badass assassin type, and he like goes places and gets
Wait,
rid of the naughty list bad guys. It's like
Pardon me, I'm
Yeah.
it's like if Die Hard and Santa mixed together, kind of. So I can't remember what it's called
Yeah.
though.
No, there cannot.
Called Fat Man.
Fat Man.
There you
That's
go.
it right there. Yeah.
Wow.
It actually
You know-
looks. It actually looks quite fun.
We really,
looks
yeah, it
amazing.
was one of those like, wow, that looks like the worst thing ever. I have to see this.
That's a common movie choice.
Sign me up twice.
For us here. That looks awful. Let's watch it. All right,
Yeah,
David.
that smells bad. Let me smell it again.
Yeah. Oh, this really. Oh, that's really. Check that out. Oh yeah. Oh. David, dawn or dusk?
Dawn. Because I also think that's just a really cool name. Dusk could also be a cool name, but Dawn.
Twins.
Well, that's tough because I don't remember the last time I've seen the dawn because I sleep in a lot because I'm a very lazy person.
What about staying up all night? That's the only time I really like the dawn. Is it when it, you know?
I have
End
done
of the
that many
day.
times. Yeah, dawn because it is a good name, a good time of day, and a very good soap. Bazinga.
Oh, we're not looking for sponsorship from Dawn, but if you're interested,
If
Dawn.
you're into it, Dawn.
Yeah, it'll
So,
cut.
not all the, well, you know, whatever. I don't discriminate. Give us a call. Why not?
We'll use any type of promotion. Honestly, you can use ads or
We
whatever.
just want
We just
attention.
give us attention.
Witness me.
Shiny and
All right,
chromed.
Christian, what children's
Sorry.
what children's movie could you watch over and over again?
Oh man, I guess do Disney movies count?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Disney always
Oh
counts.
man, oh man. Oh, actually, The Secret of Kells, maybe I'd say.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
That's
Right?
neither
It's
have
so
I.
beautiful.
Like,
It's an amazing movie. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna say
I
Pocahontas.
have to rewatch that.
So now we get to find out what your favorite season name is, David. So what season
Cool.
is your favorite season?
Yeah. Actually, I think summer. So little fun fact about myself over here. If I ever do have kids, I want to name. If I have a daughter, I want to name her either Zelda or Summer. So Summer, that's where that comes in. And if I have a boy, no joke, I want to name him Finn Danger, just because Danger is my middle name. Also, I think it is just badass. Like, yo, my name is Finn Danger. Like that. Yeah, it is.
Well, and then he gets to use the "Danger's my middle name" line.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Like,
I feel like during their like teenage years, he's gonna be like, "Dad, I hate you," Like when he's young, he's like, yes. Middle, like teenage years, like, mm-mm. Then once he gets old, he's like, wait a minute, I see the genius of what you just did. Yeah, I'm still here for you, son. Don't
It's
worry.
like,
So,
yeah, I know
Love
who
it.
you are, Dad,
Love it.
by this point.
Now, I do have to tell you, from the female perspective of that, I also wouldn't mind my middle name being Danger, to use that line. So, you know, if
Zelda Danger?
just putting
Summer
that out there.
I'll
Zelda or Summer
Danger
that
sounds like a
like
high
that.
school movie, like one of those, you know,
That's what I was thinking,
made
but
for
not a good
TV
one.
specials.
But the question is, in regards to Fat Man, is it bad enough to where you guys would watch it?
Probably.
Okay.
We watch the bad movies. We enjoy the bad movies just when they're bad. So it's
Yep.
we just want to be entertained.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Entertainment.
The audience, just give me something to see. Yeah.
Give me something weird.
Yeah.
Give me something strange, and you can find the joy in anything. There was a tangent, my tangent now. There was a movie that was like that. Adam Driver and Bill Murray were in it. What was the name of that movie we watched? The Dead Don't Die. Oh my God. That movie.
Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton.
And Tilda Swinton?
who
Yeah.
else was in that movie? Yeah.
Selena
yeah.
Gomez?
And she's
Wow.
this fabulous,
Yeah.
like, yes, and a bunch of other people. It's very weird, and it's a slow burn. Like, it's not exciting necessarily, but it's so weird,
It's
and you
got-
just like 90% of it's going, what the fuck is going on?
It's got this weird
I'm sorry.
meta feeling to it when you're watching it, where sometimes they seem to be aware they're in a movie, and sometimes they don't. And then, like, the events that are occurring are all, and it ends in the weirdest way possible. It's a good bad movie to go watch. It's a
I
strange.
love movies like that.
Bill Murray.
Have you ever
Interesting.
seen, speaking of horror movies of a few questions ago and bad movies of this question, have you ever seen the movie Rubber?
Oh God.
It's about a killer tire, a sentient
No, I
killer
haven't
tire.
seen that one.
It is one of the most like graphically violent movies I've ever seen. But also, like at the end, you're like, yeah, like that tire, he's got it all figured out. It's weirdly
the
good.
tire is
It's a happy
programmed.
ending.
It's-
Wow.
No, it's not a happy ending, but it's like, yeah, I'm with you. Tire, do your thing. Like,
There's a
it's
reason.
Very
Wow.
strange.
You know what, man? You earned it.
You've
It's like
earned it.
it's like the Joker of bad tire movies.
Literally I went through a very cool summer once with one of my cousins who likes one of my cousins likes a lot of very obscure movies, and we watched that one and a bunch of other ones. There's if you ever want any very obscure, very hard to watch movies that at the end you're like, yes, let me know. I've got a lot of those.
We will look for
Good
you.
to know.
Look to you for the
Okay.
movies.
All right. So, Christian, what was your last Halloween costume? You're getting all the cutesy questions, and
These are kind of
Steve's
cute.
getting all like the.
I'm into it.
I think my last Halloween costume was Spinelli from Recess.
Oh, I love Spinelli. That's fantastic.
My last name is Spinella, so I went a Spinelli.
That makes sense. Did you keep the facial hair?
I did, yeah.
Okay, cool,
You're-
cool.
You're Christian Spinelli. That's what you were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christian Spinelli. Ah, it's a mashup.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
approve.
Cake or pie, David?
Oh, cake. Faux show. Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, cake. Okay. Sorry. I keep it just expounding on these.
That's what this is all
There is a
about.
cake. Christian,
I told
probably
you.
had it. There is a cake that my grandmother has made for when my dad was a little boy having his birthday. My grandma always made the same chocolate cake, and now my dad has always made it for my birthdays. It is delightful. Although recently my dad's gotten really my dad's a really good cook, but he's gotten really into like just trying new things. And he's like, cool, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, I mean, it's easy, just the chocolate cake. He's like, cool. How about this? I'm like, so don't ask me if you actually like want to do something else. Like just do whatever you want to do. And he's like, cool. So chocolate cake, we're gonna do this pepper jello pie. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, man. So cake, but that chocolate cake specifically.
So, David's dad, if you're listening to this, just give him his chocolate cake.
Yeah,
Give them the
jeez.
cake.
I just want my cake.
Why ask a question if you're gonna give them the answer
I
anyway?
know.
What dads do.
That is
I reject
That is true.
that statement about 20% of the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Christian, favorite breakfast cereal?
Ooh, that's a hard one. You know, to be straight up honest, Cocoa Krispies, like, it's unbeatable.
The milk
Yeah.
that
Or
that
Reese's
creates.
Get chocolate.
God, Reese's Puffs, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
Reese's Puffs are my favorite usually.
You see,
Those
they have
are just chef's kiss.
they now have Oreo
Because candy
cereal.
for breakfast.
They have Oreo.
Not now.
Yeah.
So Oreo, there's a history there with the Oreo, because when I was in like middle school, and I'm kind of vintage at this point, they made Oreo cereal, like the Oreo O's, and then they disappeared during the great, like the US went through our culling of all of the candies and made everything less than 250 calories and got rid of a whole bunch of random snackage for childhood. It was an abomination. It was terrible. But anyway, one of the fatalities of that, and yes, I know way too much about snack food, was Oreos. But it recently came back not that long ago. So they are fantastic. They are delicious. They're that weird black chocolate that doesn't make any sense at all, but is delicious. So
Got like white sugar crystals on the outside.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
so-
got like, they're almost like little crunch. They're almost like the consistency of the like dried marshmallows.
Kind of,
but
yeah.
they're like stuck and small.
And they melt a
Yeah,
little.
Oreo O is also available for sponsoring. I'm just like,
Oreos.
extra goal
Hey,
episode.
throw it
I
out
can't
there.
stop giving the
Okay,
love.
dog.
I can't stop giving love to Oreos because they just recently made a gluten-free Oreo, and I have celiac disease, so I cannot have wheat.
Oh,
And when I was younger, I didn't know that, and I had Oreos, and they were really good. And then they came out and they made gluten-free ones, and they taste exactly the damn same, and they made
They
me
do.
tear up. They were so good, just because.
that's awesome.
It's like, why not you have these huge corporations out there,
Yeah.
make some stuff gluten-free. People like your flavors. Just do that.
That's how I feel. Recently, I feel like there's been like an upsurgence of like vegetarian options at like fast food. I'm vegetarian, so pretty much all my growing up experience, it's just been Taco Bell for fast food. People are like, let's go to McDonald's. I'm like, no, let's go to wherever. So it's always been Taco Bell. But like now everything has like Beyond Meat or Impossible Meat. And I'm like, yeah, let's go get all
Yeah.
this whatever stuff. So I'm with you, Ty.
Beyond and Impossible have surprised me in how good they actually are. So that's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the future of our food, I'm down.
Me too.
I'm a meat eater, but if it tastes like it, then I don't care. I would rather eat meat that was not made from animal, to be honest,
Yeah.
because there's always a little bit of guilt, you know? I'm like, this
Mhm.
steak is so good, but cows are so cute. I don't know. So stop the struggle. Or I could be like a good person like you and just go, you know what? I think maybe I just won't eat meat anymore.
Yeah.
But that's difficult and would take personal accountability, and I'm not
Mhm.
okay with that.
No, I understand that. My both my brothers, my older brother is like a grill master. It's unbelievable what he can do. And every time he's like making stuff, both my brothers are like, "Ah, rah, rah, rah," and I'm like, this broccoli is great. But I understand. But no shame. No shame. Eat
So,
meat. Do
yeah.
it.
We all do what we do.
Understandable. All right.
Go ahead, Ty.
David, do you prefer to play tank, DPS, or heals?
Oh, tank for sure. Oh, damn it! You said heals. I used to be tank. Because when I played World of Warcraft, I definitely was tank until I realized that in World of Warcraft, tank is like the shot caller, and they have to know all the dungeons, and they have to know all the like how to aggro and stuff appropriately, and they take care of the trash. And I got yelled at a lot because I never did my research. And I went to the dungeons. People were like, "What the? Oh, I almost said it.
Oh.
Just drop it. Just drop it.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Tank? I'm so sorry. But then I started playing Dota a few years back. A long time. I've put so many goddamn hours in that game. And like my main is like ultra support. So I am. If Dota comes out with a tank that is also a support, I will be on that. But they make their supports like you look at them and they blow up.
And they die.
Yep. I'm all about
So
that.
weak.
I played Dota. I played Dota 2. I played League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth. I played
yeah.
Dota when it was in Warcraft 3 as nothing more than just
Oh,
like that.
wow.
Yeah, I used to spend so much time at my college library not doing homework and playing that instead.
Me too. It was so great.
It was so good.
So I play Witch Doctor. If you
Witch
remember
Doctor?
who
Yeah.
Look at oh, throws his coconuts and just hits everyone in the head. That's my guy.
Nice. All right, see, now this one's a little bit heavier than that. Christian, do you believe in fate?
Oh,
Fate. Wow.
No. Like from DPS taste.
Yeah. What a
I love it. That's great.
Do I believe in fate? I don't think so, because at any point any one person could make any number of decisions that would affect your life, and it's just like from there like fractal reaction across the universe. Like, you know, if you've ever gotten in a car accident, you'll know that you've had the thought, like, if I had just stayed 30 seconds more at the place that I was at, like, this wouldn't have happened. But I don't know, like, maybe there's something to be said about like multiple realities and the, you know, consequences of if we took different paths and things like that. But I don't know.
So you're fate agnostic?
I guess. Yeah, fate agnostic.
Fate
that's
agnostic.
Fate agnostic?
I mean, I'm sure all
Yeah,
of us.
actually, I'm not. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm sure all of us here have probably witnessed a deja vu moment every once in a while. What if that's nothing more than when you're a deja vu? Yeah, I've been drinking just a little, so you shush. What if deja vu was nothing more than convergent pathways in time and space of different realities as they crossed over one another temporarily, allowing you to remember that event as it happens. Time and space collide.
Wow, I like it.
No,
See,
I like.
I eat these little like theories up because it's like, why not? Why not just think about?
I mean,
that
it's
or
fun,
believe
right?
that?
We don't know, so why not postulate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of the best conversations are those like 2, 3, 4 a.m. conversations when everyone's just a little bit too swifty. Like, where did we come from?
It's when it's just that moment when your mind just opens up a little bit more than usual, and you're willing to let in the crazy just a tiny bit, and then you just go along these tangents and witness that. The 2 o'clock hour. I mean, that's perfect for it.
How do you let out the crazy? Is there a way to get rid of the crazy?
That's just no fun, though.
Yeah.
If you get rid of the crazy, then we're all just the same person living that gray lifestyle.
Gray lifestyle.
More fun to be crazy. Yeah.
Very
more
beige.
fun to be so beige.
So beige. So much sepia.
It's like a champagne car.
There you go.
I'm sorry if anyone has a champagne colored car.
We literally have a champagne.
We have a
car.
champagne colored car.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
No, it's actually
It's
really
fine.
good. We
It's
have
mine.
A Nissan Sentra, and its listed color is champagne, and it's this ugly, sparkly, goldish beige.
Yeah, don't you worry.
Don't
you worry. We got this car. I got it for Shannon as a Christmas gift some years back or something like that, or a birthday gift. And then she gave it back to me so she could get a different one.
Well, I've heard that a champagne, if you have a car that's champagne colored, you get the best insurance rates, and cops rarely stop you just because it kind of blends in.
That is 120% true right there.
Yeah, that is true. You have gotten pulled over less in that car than when you. So Tyson is actually, you can't tell, but he is a person of color. He's Native American, and he's a little darker than that. He used to drive around and not to get like political thing weird, but he used to drive around in this like hoopty Honda Accord, like from 1988 or something like that.
Low, it was drop down
6 times.
6 times in one trip from work, just for lunch, just to go home and back to work to pick up food. 6 times because my license plate was almost expired. I'm used
almost
expired. I have been pulled over hundreds more times than I should have, and since I got this car, not once, not a single time. So you know what? I'll take champagne dreams for 1,000, Alex. It saved my butt.
I feel like that should be an item in like a TTRPG, the champagne armor. You just go invisible.
I have an ability in my game called like
servant
stealth.
It's like servant stealth, and then you could just have champagne colored armor, and it'd add to it like +2 invisibility, and anybody who sees you like intentionally averts their eyes.
There's also the quirk, the middlest child. that basically your character, no matter what you do, all of your big events that occur in your life get attributed to someone else, whether they're good or bad. That's the quirk. So
next time I play a guitar, I need that because I am the middleest child. So I need that in my life.
Middleist. Okay, where were we? Fate.
Oh,
so it's your turn.
My
Ty,
turn.
14.
Yes. David, what song on the radio do you sing with every time it comes on?
Oh dang. Probably a couple. Any Disney song, first of all. I will just hit that hard. Or Demi Lovato or Taylor Swift. I think I know most of their words just across the board.
Amazing.
No shame. No shame.
I love them. No, they're great.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Love T Swift.
T Swizzle, man. She's she hits hard. There's been some social media stuff going on with her, but we don't. Us the Swifters, we don't care about that.
Swifty? Be Swifty?
The Swifties.
It would be. Welcome to the club. That's your admission card.
Nice.
What's the secret
All
password?
right. Speaking of terrible dad jokes, there, Christian, have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Oh yeah, I am. Well, actually, I was earlier, like most of the day.
I was gonna say, I want you to raise up your foot, Christian, because I feel like you probably got it on right now.
Yeah, I just changed it because I went on a bike ride, but yeah, I was wearing socks and sandals.
Good look.
All right, today, not even has, but always.
Day.
That's right, always will be.
All right.
Ty is also always wearing socks with sandals.
That's not true. I will often just wear socks if my feet are freezing. And that is not a common thing. I don't like shoes at all. If I can help it, I will not wear them.
Oh,
or I'll just wear like sandals or something that keep my toes free because it's liberating.
So, growing up in Florida, we wore flip-flops just 24/7. And through that, me and a lot of my friends in high school, we just sort of developed this hate for socks and shoes. Just hate them. My friend one day, we were hanging out, and he was like, yo, dude, I hate socks. I'm like, cool. He's like, I want to invent these things that you can like put in your shoes. Because he's like, I like wearing shoes. I just don't like wearing socks. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I want to invent these things you can put in your shoes that you can like take out and wash so your shoes don't get dirty. I'm like, you're talking about socks. And he's like, no, I'm not. They're different. He's like, no, you're literally talking about like shoe socks.
No. They are.
This is already a thing.
Yeah.
There's sweat filters.
See, yeah, it's like sweat filter. No, that's a sock. We're talking about socks.
I have a sense of how this conversation went from your retelling of it.
It went exactly like it just did, right there.
David, if Voldemort offered you a hug, would you accept?
Is it the movie form of Voldemort with Ralph Fiennes, or is it the actual terrifying beast that J.K. Rowling made?
You know, that's the first time anyone has asked that question, and I always picture the movie.
Yeah.
Noseless gray man.
Then yes, I would say yes. Because yes, I love Ralph Fiennes. I love Harry Potter also.
Yes. You say Ralph, his name? Yeah, he was also in Red Dragon. I don't know if you ever watched that one, which is terrifying, like Hannibal Lecter-y. And he's slightly less huggable in that movie than as Voldemort.
He also is in. Have you guys ever seen the movie In Bruges?
In Bruges.
In Bruges. Watch In Bruges.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
It's excellent. It all takes place in the city of Bruges. It's amazing. It's about these. I don't want to spoil too much. It's got Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, who's also in Harry Potter, and Ralph Fiennes, and it's just kind of about this misunderstanding and like lie that they all tell each other and how they deal with it. It's a very terrible description, but I'm trying not to spoil it. It is.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's
an excellent movie, and Ralph Fiennes' character in that movie is one of the. He's basically like human Voldemort in that movie.
Yeah.
And well, I guess Voldemort was
Human.
He was a wizard.
Wizard. You're a wizard.
Noseless man.
Noseless snake boy.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation with another guest about how maybe he has that weird like deep lung breath because he just has the slits in his nose. When you go up to like hug him, it might smell a little strange.
Yeah, we postulated that he would perhaps smell a little bit like a Shar-Pei or other kinds of wrinkly dogs where they get kind of like the yeasty smell. Yeah,
I can get that.
but I'm not sure if it's kind.
Well,
I can't imagine him like being like on my agenda today. Shower.
Right. Exactly. Although it would be funny if it was surprising, like he was aware of the fact that people have given him this feedback, so he actually smells like dahlias or some like wonderful flower or musk spice perfume to try to cover it up for everybody. It's like give him a hug, deep breath, and like, oh, that's nice.
Like cedar and like leather. Like
Yeah.
in your off time, you're just a leather worker.
See, when he doesn't,
Oh, like a cowboy.
when I'm not terrorizing children, I wear, and he's got just like a vest on.
I'm not trying to kill infants. I like Stetson.
I feel like Voldemort would definitely have just a vast collection of Axe body spray. Just,
Oh god, that
Totally.
hurts though sometimes. No offense to anybody who like wears an appropriate amount of Axe body spray. But I was out this was 2 or 3 years ago. I was out with a friend of mine in a downtown area, and I was across a street that was a 3-lane street, 2 lanes, 1 middle turning lane. Across the street there was a young gentleman, and I could smell his axe from across the street, and I was inebriated, which means my senses were dulled, and it was like making my eyes water. I could only imagine what he smelled like up close. Like,
oh no.
It's like having an actual Reiatsu, like spirit energy around you.
Yeah.
Man is so
And
powerful.
dulling the senses of everyone nearby.
you must use it in moderation, gentlemen. That's my word of advice. Or get something classier, but Axe is fun. Voldemort. Christian, is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
As long as nobody sees.
That reminds me of the best advice I've ever heard in life. I was taking one of my friends or my dad to the airport or something, I forget, and he's like, all right, David, be good. I'm like, cool. He's like, you can't be good, be sneaky. I'm like, okay. Thank you.
Very nice.
There you
That's
go.
perfect dad advice. I'm gonna have to keep that in my back pocket. I was actually very proud recently. My son, I make terrible puns a lot. And my oldest son, who is 11, told me, he's like, you know what, mom jokes are worse than dad jokes, or mom puns are worse than dad jokes. And I was like, I win.
That's amazing.
I'm so happy.
I washed my hands.
David, how long would you survive in a zombie apocalypse?
Ooh, see, I have had this conversation multiple times. It depends on if I follow the plan or not. There's multiple plans in place, and depending if I'm in LA, which is where I normally reside, if I get out a day or so before the outbreak, so you're watching the news, if you get out a day or so before the outbreak, you're good. If you get out the day of the outbreak, it's already too late. It's already too late.
You're done.
But as previously stated, I'm a vegetarian, so probably like just a couple days, and then I'm like, oh, gosh, I can't eat any more rabbit.
So this is a question too. So in a zombie apocalypse type survival situation, would you give up your vegetarianism and eat meat?
I want to say yes. It also kind of makes me think of like the whole, like, you see the movie 127 Hours where like, could you cut off your own arm like to save your life? Like, I want to say yes. I really want to say yes. I don't know. I feel like with like eating meat though, I feel like the first time I'd be like, ooh, heebie-jeebies. But like surviving,
kind of duck it down, just kind of swallow it whole.
Yeah, no chewing, just like a pelican.
Yeah.
That's a way to impact the bowels, though. That's going to give you a bad time. You can't
a
do
whole
that.
steak for my first meat. Oh.
It's 4.5
Double
pounds
tube
of just swallow. Yeah. I mean, that does pose an interesting question, is what would you actually do if you got to that point? Like, individuals who are capable of sawing off their own limbs. The guy in 127, he broke his arm to pull himself out of that. And that's like... It's like there's a level that you get to where your body just goes, survive, I don't care how. And that's, yeah.
And then you eat people.
Oh, God.
That's how that ends. That's how that ends.
Then you become zombies again.
Although I do feel like it would be. I feel like it would be very interesting. I hope it doesn't happen. If some sort of world catastrophe happens, because like everyone has like a plan, everyone has this, everyone's like prepping, whatever. I'd be interested to see, first of all, what actual catastrophic event happened, and then how people actually would respond. Because I feel like there are some people who are like ready for it, let's go, and they'll be fine. But then I feel like there's some people who will rise to the occasion, and I feel like I hope it doesn't happen, but I feel like it'd be very interesting, like socially, if it did.
It would be an interesting thing to watch from the outside.
Yeah, and I'm more concerned than I used to be pre-pandemic, because pre-pandemic I was kind of like, well, no, you know, when the shit's hitting the fan, like people will do the right thing and they won't be stupid.
But we have proof positive that that's not the case in some circumstances.
Like, well, shit. God dang it. Thinking people always make it. Like, I try to keep a positive outlook on like a lot of things. I'm like, no, people are fundamentally good. They're fundamentally going to help each other. The Walking Dead isn't realistic because there wouldn't have that many people trying to screw them over all the time. But now I'm kind of getting a little jaded, I think.
Well, I did a documentary once about Black Friday, and we had to go just like be at I went to it was a Best Buy or a Target, I can't remember, and we were there, like we got into the store because we're doing this documentary. The Target people let us in, and we were like filming people like literally like bashing on the door. As soon as the doors open up, people were like trampling people. I was like, this is like, there is no humanity in this moment of life right now. Like people are being animalistic, and it is terrifying. So I hope once the initial outbreak of the catastrophic event happens, people calm down and realize, wait a minute, we're all on the same team again. I hope that happens.
That would be, I mean, you'd find those people eventually.
I worked retail during Black Friday, and I saw two grown-ass women like fighting over a package of gold toe men's socks, like the brand Gold Toe, which are just white or black socks with a gold toe, and they were like 70% off or something, and these women were like it was insane. I was like the tender age of 18, just like, oh my god. And the manager's like, just don't get involved, like just let them fight it out.
Here's a mop, clean up the blood later.
Right?
That's crazy.
I know, they looked like regular ladies. They looked like the ladies you'd go to the library and check out a book from, or like go to an office and have as a professional individual, not like they're going to kill each other over these dang socks.
From a purely objective point of view, I personally feel like you look at people, and there are going to be individuals out there that are predators and individuals out there that are community workers that try to develop something together. You can't have more predators than community workers. Eventually there would become an equilibrium. Otherwise society would cease working at all. Everything would fall apart. So even some people who maybe had the wrong idea after a certain point would have to change the way they behaved, or society, or it just wouldn't work. You wouldn't survive anymore.
Yes, that's true. But if we're at the end of times anyway, I mean, maybe that's off the table anyway. Maybe we're just not surviving because people don't deserve to keep going.
End times, other than an asteroid hitting the planet and making it so none of us can eat ever again, would be a long, drawn-out process where we just have to rebuild everything over and over again.
But I like eating.
Those Oreo O's and ravioli are too damn good.
Yeah. You will never have plum ravioli again.
All right, Christian, what do your favorite pajamas or lounge pants look like, or lounge clothes? I had to add that because did you know that most TTRPG folks sleep naked?
Really?
That's what we've been finding out.
Strange.
Christian's like,
wow. How incredible. I, for one, have a full 3-piece pajama suit that I wear every night. It's checkered. It has a
Does it have the hat?
pointy hat, yes.
Pointy hat.
Scrooge McDucking it over here.
Yeah.
All right. David, would you rather cuddle
Wait, we didn't hear the answer. Or is it
I
true?
thought he did. He said 3-piece
Is it
pajamas.
true you have a 3-piece, Ebony?
I sleep
Is that
naked.
true?
He sleeps naked.
Okay.
Naked.
Nikki.
I mean, yeah, it's
All right, go
comfortable.
ahead, Ty, sorry.
It's comfortable. All right, David, where were we at? Would you rather cuddle with a baby panda or a baby penguin?
Oh,
Ooh.
damn it.
These are the hard questions.
These are. I'm gonna say panda, because I feel like if that penguin was like with, or if the penguin's partner was around, they'd be very jealous. Because don't penguins like mate for life or something? Or
So you don't want to cause discord in their relationship by
yeah.
Well, we're talking. This is baby though. This is baby
Hmm?
penguin. And remember, they do imprint. So what if you are an imprinted? A panda that is imprinted on you, that cares about you, or a penguin that is imprinted on you and thinks you're a parent that loves you?
In that case, I think I'd say penguin, because how cool would it be like walking around the city? Yo, this is my dude. little top hat over here.
that is true. You could get away with like going places with a penguin more so than going places with a panda.
That's true.
As the penguin
and
got
always
older,
dressed for formal occasions.
It's true.
Well, that's...
And how dope would it have been to watch Happy Feet with a penguin, like with your penguin son?
From experience,
like, this is about me, Dad. You're like, I know, son, I know.
From experience, birds in general. I mean, that's been a common thing. Most people have not picked the penguin so far that I've seen on the show, because birds are kind of stinky sometimes.
Because
they do have some, but birds also, with the imprinting, with the way that they live. We had a duck once named Pafo after Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh my god.
he little tiny duck, and it used to like chase our kids back and forth in the kitchen and play with them, and it would come out there and walk with you everywhere, and you go and you like uproot rocks, and it would find worms with you outside and stuff. They actually interact and play with you similar to the way that like a small dog or a cat might. So I don't know if you get that from bears. From personal experience, I can see why birds might be alluring if they do that kind of thing.
And like just like I feel like if you're ever having a bad day, like a panda would help that with that too. But like say you're like on your bed, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the worst day ever, eating some ice cream, and then you just like like your little penguin child comes waddling, and you're like, oh. You're like, oh yes, you're here.
Oh.
But
have you ever seen Kung Fu Panda? I mean, those baby pandas. It's the third one, I guess.
They're adorable.
They're stupid cute. So are penguins. So I appreciate your answer, because there's really no wrong answer there.
Yeah, I mean that is a great question. I think I'm gonna have to ask that around with other people, because that is a phenomenal question.
You ask questions. These are the questions we want everyone to know about everyone. So take them to spread them far and wide. Christian, name just one of the 7 dwarves.
Sleepy.
Penguin.
That is so cool.
My running theory is that every adult on this show picks Sleepy.
Really?
Because we're all tired.
No,
that's a good point. There's also Dopey. Dopey's good.
Dopey's good.
We are in overtime, so do you guys have room for a couple more questions, or?
I'm chilling.
Yeah, let's do a couple more.
Okay. Well then,
Great.
I'll ask the next one because you asked the last one. So
23 is your number.
David, we've already got an answer from Christian, but would you want to live forever?
That is one of the questions.
It's a great question. All these questions. Did you guys come up with these questions?
With Steven and I.
These are very, very good questions.
Very good.
I think that would depend. Just off the cuff, like knee jerk reaction, yes. Because I feel like it would be very tough to like be like, cool, I am married to this person, you are amazing, we've had children, and then like seeing all of them like pass away, that would be pretty tough. But then also like just like on the flip side of that, like having the ability to like make new connections and like new friends like over and over again would be pretty cool. So knee-jerk reaction, yes, and I think after thinking about it, reaction also yes.
I mean, after your 4th or 5th marriage, it just becomes old hat at that point. You don't care when they age out of existence anymore.
So
Trust me, your 80s are gonna be great. I've been there a lot.
A lot.
The 80s are the best decade. I was born in the 80s. Yay! Christian, favorite beverage?
Sweet tea.
Oh, that's the perfect
Sweet
Florida
tea.
answer.
Like Southern sweet tea.
I love sweet tea. Oh yeah, Southern sweet tea. I got like living in places because I've lived places that don't have that like just as a normal thing at every restaurant basically.
Oregon.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. When you're like sweet tea, they're like, "Is iced tea fine?" And you're like, "No, it's not."
Like, dude, in LA, multiple times I've been like, "Can I get a sweet tea?" They're like, "I'll bring you some tea and some sugar." I'm like, "That's not it. That's not it, guys."
It's not sweet tea.
Like,
It's gonna dissolve, right? Like there's a heating component to that. Like sweet tea is kind of brewed sweet. Is that correct? I'm a total yank. I have no idea. Sweet tea.
My mom's idea of sweet tea was literally just iced tea with like 2 cups of sugar added into the tiny pitcher. And I mean,
Was it grainy?
it was a bit grainy. Yeah, she didn't.
Hey.
It never quite mixed right. The bottom of it was always syrup.
Nice little crunch. Yeah.
if your tea's not crunching, it's not good.
You gotta have that nice mouthfeel to your
there's this,
tea.
Yeah.
Sandpaper in my mouth. There is this weird like ultra sweetness that like surpasses sweetness and like gets back into like a new flavor with like the correct sweet tea.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like
It comes back
You know,
right.
like-
It's usually at the hole in the wall barbecue joint that you find it too.
it tastes very round.
I'm gonna have to give it a try. I don't take any sugar in my iced tea.
Mhm.
I know it's
She's-
weird. It's just iced tea
You're
water.
fine.
She's a no.
But,
She's
yeah,
a no sugar,
I will
and
have
she's
to-
a
I will
black
have to
coffee.
do that.
Me too.
Well, hey, because I mean, I prefer to eat my sweet stuff rather than drink it. Okay. Also, it's bitter, like my soul. What can I say?
Well, if the sweet tea's been made properly, you actually do have to eat it. It's
It's like oobleck. It's got like that cornstarchy quality where if you push it, it resists.
if you punch it, it's a brick wall.
Is it a non-Newtonian fluid?
That's the correct sweet tea. Yeah.
Gives Canadian
Yeah.
syrup a run for its money.
I'll have to give it a try.
Mhm.
Because I think pretty much the only sweet tea that I've actually had that was marketed as sweet tea was from McDonald's, and I'm sure that's probably not okay.
That's not good sweet tea.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's
You're
okay.
getting there. You're getting there.
You're getting there. It gets you to where you want to go, but it's not like the creme de la creme.
Right. It's the McDonald's version.
It's the McDonald's version.
Exactly. Literally.
David, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, wow.
No, we went from happy to just dark.
No, you're fine. I had to think about that for a second. There is a sound when people are like reading a book, like a children's book that has very glossy pages, and you like try to separate the pages, and it makes this like, even just thinking about it, it's like this like weird stutter. That gets me real quick.
I know
That's a big
exactly
one.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's a bad sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably one of
I
them.
never thought
That's a
about
that's
it.
a good answer. Yeah.
Some people's sounds are the biggest
Kinda
thing
that-
for pet peeves.
Well, it's funny because sounds don't normally bother me. I can like sleep through like anything. Like people can be hammering on the drums or playing piano, or whatever. I'm fine. But like for some reason, like with that sound, yeah, that one hits. That one hits hard.
I can't deal with the fingernails clicking.
Yeah. That one.
That Ty will do that. Like we'll be sitting there like on the couch or something, and his like arms around me or something, and then from behind my head I hear that click, 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 and it's like,
Yeah.
It's
Tell
a
me.
nervous tick.
Stop it.
Give me a break. I try not to.
I know it's like it's totally a nerd sound. It's a me thing, not a you thing. It's just like
My pet peeve is last minuters. Last minuters. Individuals who I will send a message to do something for whatever reason or get an answer for, that don't answer me until 1 minute before I need to have it.
I feel like there was a lot of that with
Are
the
you
From
calling me
Far
out?
119 crossover.
I know. I was like, who are you talking to, Ty? You know, all of these people are like.
No, I didn't mean to call out everyone in the world.
Look, you even got McSherry to hang her head,
Oh,
and she's always
no.
early and doing more than she's supposed to.
I feel seen and attacked, she says.
Oh, us too, McSherry. Us too.
Yeah,
Among friends.
I know. Sorry. Oh, we're all targeted. Hi. All right. If you had, Christian, I'm going to skip one of these questions because it's a little bit boring. If you had a band, what would the name of that band be?
Oh, I actually really want to know this.
Okay. Squirrel Rapture.
Damn.
Squirrel Rapture.
That's a good one.
So Squirrel Rapture or Squirrel Rapture?
Rapture, like they got taken away to heaven before us.
And
Follow-up
what? Oh, go ahead.
No, I feel like you're about to ask the same question.
Yeah, mine is gonna be what is the variety of music? What is your genre?
Oh, ska, probably.
That makes sense. And then you got like this music.
A lot of brass.
And played, yeah, the brass and like the squirrels are just like like skanking up to heaven, you know. Like,
That's your music video.
Very real
Skanking
big
up to
fish.
heaven is
yeah, totally.
Dang, that's a
And then the
Wow,
literal
first
real
time.
big fish comes in.
cheers. That was a great answer.
David, what's your favorite carnival?
I want to make all of the art for that. Go ahead. Sorry. Move on.
All right, David, what's your favorite carnival food?
Oh dang, elephant ears. Oh shit, elephant ears are good. There was one time, if you're ever in Berrien Springs, Michigan, around April in the summer, go to the Berrien County Youth Fair because it is amazing. They had this thing called the fried cheese plate. Only had it once. It was like 19 different types of cheese and like 19 different types of fries, like fried varieties. I hurt. I physically hurt after that, but that was really good.
Wow, it stuck with you to this day.
I was gonna
It
say
did.
I need
Barron
that
County,
heart
you
attack
can-
in my life.
I could feel like oh, it just stopped. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. we caught back up. So, but yeah, elephant ears or the fried cheese plate.
I would go for either of those. Also, someone in chat that you guys might know here, Goodball has decided to grace us with his presence in chat and would like to know. We don't normally take questions from the audience on this show, but of the great apes, which would you say is the best? Is apparently the question on his mind.
Good. You didn't ask the follow-up question, the follow-up answer to that.
And why is it an orangutan?
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I missing? Why is it orangutan?
What's
I
up,
met
Goof?
an orangutan once, and it was the coolest guy. He was like, it was at the zoo. It was the Portland Zoo, and it was like May, and it was a 90 some odd degrees in the Pacific Northwest, which none of us were used to. So he's just like sitting there doing his thing, right? And like I kind of walk up, and he looked like this little ginger Buddha, you know, like sitting like.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
She
Oh,
got collapsed on the internet, but she'll be back in just a second.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
There we
It
are.
was the government trying to censor me from talking about orangutans. That's
What it
was.
was.
Anyway, his little orange Buddha belly, he was hanging out there and he was sitting up against like the glass in the enclosure that way. And I walked up and I'm like, oh, you know, like Mr. Orangutan. I swear he wanted to interact with me, but all he could do was, ugh, and he like put his giant meat hand like right against the glass, like backwards, like I am hot, and I'm like, oh, I know, and then that was it. But orangutans are very cool.
It looked
Orangutans
just
are
like
great.
a grandpa's
amazing.
hand that was 4 times larger than it should be. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so
amazing.
crazy. And then just like wispy orange hair. It was fantastic. Just like a fat ginger Buddha. I wanted to
Yep.
take him home.
They are definitely the most unique of the greatest of apes. Christian, you want to answer? You want to answer this one?
What's there to answer? I mean, they know how to use tools. They use sticks to get ants out of their nests to eat them. I don't know. They're just orange. They're great. Their proportions of their body limbs to like torso is just so wonderfully weird.
And we found out years ago, actually, that if you pit a orangutan and a sumo wrestler in a tug of war match, the orangutan will win.
That's
They have on the internet. Was the
significantly-
orangutan okay with the situation?
See, well, that is the actual question, because me and Andy, my little brother, who's on From Afar podcast, years ago, we saw this show called Man vs. Beast or whatever, and it was just these stupid like competitions of like, is this runner faster than a zebra? It's like, no, of course not. Like, it's a horse. Like, but then one of them was a orangutan versus a sumo wrestler, and that one was really funny because the sumo wrestler lasted 0.0001 seconds. It was very funny to see them get just floored by the greatest of apes.
Greatest of apes.
No lie.
Great ape.
The great apes happen to have much greater control of their muscles than humans do, which is the reason why, even though they may have muscle structures that are similar in ours to shape and size, they pull, and their density at their whatever that term is called when they have their muscles fire is much greater than ours. So they end up way stronger.
Flexing?
No. Well, I don't think. Maybe we'll just say flexing.
Some
Whatever.
cool science word.
Hey,
Right up
I'm the person that
they be
fumbles
flexing.
at the
They be
last
flexing real
second
hard.
when it comes to the words I'm looking for. It's fine. It's fine.
No, it made sense to me.
Yeah,
Not the
Right
word
here.
you're looking for.
this is the word you're looking for. It's when adenosine and
Okay,
ADP
guys.
happen to fire within the cell. I don't know the term for that, but it's probably flexing.
I missed half of what you said because I talked over you, but I was amused by the last half. Okay, so it is time for us to say goodbye to these fine gentlemen and our silly, inane questions and their ridiculously amazing, sometimes very sweet and endearing answers. So thank you guys so much for coming. If you want, whomever wants to take the reins here and tell everyone out there where they can find you.
Make me do it? You
Yeah.
gonna make me do it?
I'll do it if you want, but
No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I believe in you. You got this, eh?
So we come from a podcast. We are 4 friends. There's 4 of us in total. 2 couldn't make it tonight. We make a podcast together called From Afar Podcast. We are an actual play collaborative storytelling podcast. Right now we're playing through D&D 5e in a kind of like homebrewish / Faerun world that David has concocted in his story brain. He's an amazing story writer. I play one of the characters, Kippa, and then the other 2, Andy plays Arius and Goodval plays Seekheart. And you can find us on Twitter at From Afar Podcast or on our website at www.fromafarpodcast.com. Yeah.
Yes.
Almost messed up on that.
See, that's
Good
why I
job.
wanted you to do it. That was really good. That was
All right.
That was
amazing.
beautiful.
No
It was
worries.
like a radio voice. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Our wonderful
You can
mod.
find links.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can find links to the podcast in chat by McSherry there. And yeah, so next week, if all goes well, which, you know, embrace the chaos around here, for May the 4th, we'll be doing, Stephen and I are actually going to be interviewing each other. So that should be fun. And maybe we'll do something Star Warsy just because why not? But thank you guys again so much for coming. This was super fun. We need to figure out, I'm going to get more ways to rope you guys into hanging out. So that's
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Literally, like anytime you want. Like one of the coolest things when we started From Afar, I was like, whatever, we'll get on Twitter, whatever. We were not expecting the amount of like awesome, amazing people in the community that we would just like jive with. So like, anytime, please, like we would love to hang out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. The community around here is the best people, full of just the coolest weirdos and wackos and amazing, sweet people. I can't say enough. Anyway, all right, guys. So we're going to say goodbye and we will see you next week, audience. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye. Thank you. Love you all.